Okay, so this is fun. We're going to change things up a little bit. We are going to have our next speaker. We're going to have two of my favorite ladies speaking. Number one, Letticia Callies and May are going to chat with us. So we're going to start with Letticia. Where's Letticia? There she is. There's my beautiful friend. Let me tell you a little bit about Letticia. I can tell you a lot. She's my friend, so I can really tell you a lot. But I'm going to read her bio. So Letticia is a certified aromatherapist at Rochester Clinic. She offers holistic care to CHIP patients. Those of you who don't know what CHIP is, let's talk at the end. Okay. She also works with patients and staff there at the clinic. Letticia earned her doctorate in ministry in Christian counseling psychology, a master's in communication, and a certification in aromatic scholars in clinical aromatherapy. You think she knows what she's talking about? Oh, yeah. With her experience, she uses evidence-based aromatherapy to enhance physical and emotional wellness. Additionally, she specializes in stress management therapies and resilience, aiming to prevent chronic and acute conditions through small, consistent changes. Letticia, take it away, my friend.
Thank you. I am really, really honored to be here today. So thank you so much, Denise. Okay, so I want to start with a question for you. How many decisions have you made today? Like 50,000, maybe? Right? You feel like it because your mind probably was running as soon as your alarm clock went off this morning, or maybe it didn't go off and you were just like, oh my word, I have to be at that lifestyle symposium, and what am I going to wear? What am I going to eat? Oh my goodness, forget breakfast. I'll just run out the door and they'll have breakfast there. And we are constantly bombarded with decisions. And today when my alarm went off, I made the decision to be here. I made the decision to get out of bed. And then the decisions just continued to flow from there. So some studies suggest that the average adult, all of us here, make about 35,000 decisions a day. That's approximately one decision every 2 seconds. That's a lot. And as your level of responsibility increases, so do the choices you have to make. So if you're like me and you wear like 50 million hats and you're switching them off constantly from mom to work to wife, and you're just wearing so many different hats and you're doing so many different things, you're constantly making decisions. So our brains are constantly reacting to stimuli, not just from our environment and what our daily responsibilities are, but also from social media and from the news. And when we're continually charged, being present at any given moment is significantly challenging. I don't know about you, but I can be in the middle of a conversation and my mind will be running and somebody will say, well, what do you think? And I'll be like, go for it. Wait, you want me to do that? And I'm like, oh, I mean, just kidding. Can you repeat just kind of, the cliff notes, right? I'm guilty of that. And it's because my mind is running. And until I stop it to be present in that conversation or be present in that moment, I'm just going to kind of do the fly by the seat of my pants thing. Our bodies can physically be at rest, and you can probably attest to this, can physically be at rest. We can be lying down in our beds, relaxing, and then we're thinking of the next 5 decisions we have to make. So we can physically be at rest, but our minds are running. And I mean, based on the things I'm hearing this morning, that's a workout. I'm getting my time in. I'm getting my aerobic exercise in my brain. So we can think about the goals we need to reach. We can think about who needs us. Healthcare, aging parents. How are we going to pay the bills? What are our healthcare concerns? That's a lot to be bombarded with. That's a lot of stress. I lived a charged life for many years. More productive. That's what it was supposed to be, more productive. That's what you should be to be successful. And rest is a waste of time. If I was resting, I was wasting my time. So when we think about those decisions that I made, those choices compounded over time, they hurt me. And then I ended up in the hospital. And I paid the price. And after that experience, I made it my mission to be more intentional about managing stress and then helping others to do the same. So my approach to holistic health, it's evidence-based, it's simple, it's empowering, charged with tools to help you live your best life. Today, I aim to share how essential oils can help modulate the body's stress response. And I will focus on aromas of the mind. We'll explore specific, and one of my favorite oils is orange essential oil, and I'll bring it full circle with a relaxation aromatic exercise. Are you guys in for that? Yeah? Well, all right, let's do it. Okay. So let's embark on a journey of understanding stress. I mean, we heard a lot about stress this morning, and I want to just recap a little bit and how essential oils help with that. So stress, as I mentioned, part of our daily lives. We deal with it, but when it's chronic, it can seriously impact our mental health and our physical health over time. Often we associate stress with like a traumatic experience, a catastrophe, loss. But what we forget is this accumulation of daily stressors, and that can silently erode our quality of life. And that's kind of what happened with me. I was doing the good things, doing the present mom life, and just juggling so many things that it just hit me. And by gaining some knowledge on stress, we can empower ourselves to take control of our well-being. So when we experience stress, it can come from external factors like job pressures, conflicts in relationships. It can be even traffic. I lived in Miami for 20 years. Maybe that's what caused a lot of the stress that I accumulated. Responsibilities and schedules. We deal with that almost every day. Life season shifts when we're going from one season to the next, and we're just not quite sure how to do it and what's going on and why is this happening. Financial strains, these are some popular things. But what I also want to highlight, and it's something that we kind of maybe suppress or don't really think about very much, it's often overlooked, is internal factors. These are the conversations we have with ourselves when nobody else is around, or maybe when people are around, we can be looking at somebody and we're having conversations in our head. And this can be things like desire for perfection, feeling of helplessness, blaming yourself for things you have no control over, right? Intense worry, and this is a very popular one, ruminating. And my favorite is comparison, which I label as the thief of joy. How often is life good until, oh, look over there, life looks so much better, but I don't have that, and now all of a sudden my joy's gone. That is a stinker. So many times internal factors alone can be the root cause of chronic stress. Sometimes we can control our circumstances and pace of life. Some we cannot. And when stressful thoughts, events, and situations go on for too long, they seriously impact our health. So what can we do? Those of you who know me in here will often hear me say we can't control everything, but we can control how we respond to it. How do we respond to our circumstances and situations? These are mindful choices. So let's explore our stress response and aromatherapy. So when we think about stress and what it does to our body, we have the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis. It's the key system controlling the physiological reaction to stressors. When it's overactivated and it's got constant pressures, it can cause excessive production of the stress hormone cortisol, and we heard Dr. Lai talk about that. Cortisol increases blood sugar, suppresses the immune system, and it alters the brain activity for fight or flight. So let me give you an example. So when you get pulled over by a cop, or sometimes you just pass by a cop and, oh my, was I doing? Let me check. Oh my goodness, was I speeding? Are they gonna, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, is it? I'm okay with talking without, because I have such a loud projected voice. Okay, is that better? Is that causing you stress? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, deep breath. Okay. Okay, so it can put your body in a fight or flight. So you think, getting stopped by a cop, or you're in a conversation with somebody and they're just saying all the wrong things, and then your blood pressure's rising and you're getting stressed, your sweaty palms. Okay, this is your body's physiological response to stress. And so when these high levels of cortisol are pumping into your body, it could change your mood, memory, and neurological function. So again, in a conversation with somebody, if you are feeling the stress response, it might alter your mood. You might not be so happy anymore. You might be a little irritated. And this is a reaction we're having. So this is where we want to try to control our response. So the effects of chronic stress can lead, as you've heard before, it can cause heart problems, stomach problems. When you're really stressed out, you kind of feel it in your stomach. You feel it in your gut. You might get headaches, frequent illnesses because your immune system is depressed, and it can lead to chronic disease. So also on the emotional side, it can worsen mental health conditions like depression and anxiety, sleep disturbances, fatigue. It can impact your memory, impeding your ability to retrieve information. Ever want to go out the door and you can't remember where you put your keys? Right? Or you walk into a room and you're like, okay, I walked in here for something, can't quite remember. But, I'll just walk in again. And maybe I might remember, and it just doesn't come back. Okay, some of those things can be caused by excessive stress. So let's enter in aromatherapy. So one pathway to mitigating excessive cortisol release is aromatherapy. Aromatherapy is a complementary and alternative treatment that utilizes pure essential oils to achieve health goals. So in short, how many of you are familiar with essential oils? Okay, before I just yes, I love it. Okay. So in short, essential oils are volatile compounds extracted from plants to capture the essence of the plant and also capture the therapeutic benefits of the plants. So this can be used and has been traditionally used for physical and emotional needs of the body. So when applied volatile oils, they enter through the skin, nasal inhalation, or orally. And today I'm going to highlight nasal inhalation. So just breathing in the essential oils. Okay, so about essential oils, modern studies reveal the unique advantages of smelling or inhaling certain essential oils to support mental and emotional wellness. Evidence has shown that essential oil compounds are small enough to bypass the blood-brain barrier and target the brain through the nasal brain pathway. So this is just if you think about when you inhale or smell a rose, or they say stop and smell the roses, literally do it, because you are inhaling some of these. Okay, sorry. I'm trying, my head is so small, it doesn't really hold this. Okay, so you were inhaling some of those benefits of the flower, those therapeutic benefits. Anybody familiar with forest bathing? Okay, good. Okay, so that is another way to capture some of the essence of the plants in the forest trees. Okay, that is beautiful, and it's getting into nature. That's excellent. So I often say I bring the forest bathing into your home with aromatherapy. So inhalation also provides a pathway for the essential compounds to enter the bloodstream through the lungs, because when you inhale, you have a pathway to the brain and then a pathway to the lungs. And that interacts with hormone receptors. So what does all of this mean? Okay, I like to keep it super simple. So you don't have to remember all of that. That's my job. You just need to know that it works. So have you ever smelled or gone into a bakery and you smell, that's vanilla, cinnamon, and it brings back a memory maybe of grandma making cookies, right? That is an example of the nasal brain pathway. And I recall the experience of a woman that I worked with inhaling lemon essential oil for the first time. She wasn't aware of what aromatherapy or anything that I can do, but she smelled it and she closed her eyes and she said, that reminds me of the trees, the lemon trees back home. These are examples of how aromatherapy can impact or engage and activate the limbic system in different parts of the brain and support your body. Okay, so in a few minutes, I'm going to give you an example of that pathway. We have aroma sticks, and they're going to pass them out in a little bit. But before we start, I want to give you a little background information on orange essential oil. So when you think about oranges, what do you think about? What comes to mind? Vitamin C, yes. What else? That's where I'm from. Anything else? Anything else you can think about? Anybody go to the store and just pick up fruit and just smell it? Right? Sometimes you need to smell it if it's fresh. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's pull this off and I'm just going to speak right here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay? Was it better? Sorry, I could do a handheld. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me? Okay.
Letticia, just make sure you put it really close to your mouth, because otherwise we won't be able to hear you as well.
Can you hear me very well right here? Perfect. Okay, thank you. Sorry for that complication. Okay, so orange, you think of vitamin C, you think happy. When you see them in the stands, aren't they beautiful and so bright? And you're just drawn to it. I love orange. So orange essential oil, I remember actually before I get into essential oil, orange, I remember when I was a kid, anytime I was sick, my mom would say, drink orange juice. Drink a lot of orange juice because of that vitamin C. Yes. So essential oil, orange oil has the naturally occurring compound limonene, which is used to support the immune system and also to help with circulation in the body. Okay, that's why we have that nice vitamin C. The orange essential oil is cold pressed from the rind of an orange. So when you smell it, it smells like you could literally eat the essential oil. It smells so good, and we'll talk about that later. So aromatically, orange has a sweet, uplifting citrus, and it also has been used to before surgeries. It's used to calm the body, and I personally have been given that prior to surgery. Orange essential oil helps calm the body. It's been used for prior to procedures. It's one of the top oils I recommend for releasing negative thought patterns and also for calming the body. It has compounds to boost your mood by increasing the calming neurotransmitters in the brain. So now a little bit about the negative impact of stress. Orange oil. I am going to walk you through a relaxation exercise. And it is using box breathing. Has anybody done the box breathing method? Okay, square, perfect. Okay, we are going to get those aroma sticks passed out, and we're going to get started on that. Oh, and I wanted to let you know also, orange is really good if you have those brain blocks, writing blocks, creativity blocks. It activates the right brain through inhalations. Definitely be used for that. Okay, we're going to pass those out. Yes. Sure. Yeah. So how you store it. So if it's stored in a dark place and you are, and it also depends on how many times you're opening it and closing it. So it's oxidizing each time you open and close it. So if you're using tea tree a lot, it's going to expire longer than if it's just sitting on your shelf. Dark places, yep, and they're in a dark bottle, so put it in a cool, store it in a cool, dark place. Tea tree shouldn't oxidize quickly. If you're just normal, it should be year, 2 years even. Yep. Now, what does go bad quickly are citrus oils. Yes, those are the ones that if you have citrus oils, put them in your fridge. They'll last longer. Yep. Good question. Okay. I'll answer other questions while you're waiting if you'd like. Okay. Everybody got one? You ready to start? Okay, so what you have is what I call an aroma stick. This you can keep handy anytime you're feeling like you need a little de-stressor. Also, I say use it preventatively. So even if you're not stressed, use this. If you know you're coming into a stressful situation and you know your stress is going to increase and you're going to be under a lot of stress, use it preventatively. Even if you're not feeling the effects of stress, shoulder, neck, body, use this as an aroma. Use this to calm your body. Okay. So let's start with the exercise. This exercise, what I love about this is it aims to focus on different areas of the brain by combining the evidence-based relaxation exercise of box breathing with the activation of the nasal brain pathway. So take your sniffer, open it up, enjoy it for a minute. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to tell me, or you don't have to tell me, I want you to sense through your olfactory receptors, what are you smelling? Are you smelling sweets? Are you smelling uplifting, citrusy? I want you to recognize the notes of the essential oil and just take a minute to let that activate your brain. While you're doing this, I want you to take a moment to release all of your worries, your racing thoughts, and if you will, beside your chair. It's optional if you want to pick them up later. Okay, so let's breathe together. You're going to breathe in through your nose. Deep breath in and out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. And out through your mouth. And at this time, I want you to notice if there are any areas that are tense in your body. Bring your shoulders down, relax your feet. You can put your neck a little bit side to side, some of those stretches there. Just release that tension. And for those of you who have difficulty sitting still, I want to introduce just gentle tapping on your chest to help activate the parasympathetic system. You can do gentle tapping. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a square. I want you to picture a square in front of you, and what we're going to do is we're going to do 4 breaths. We're going to inhale and hold across. We're going to hold in the corner for 4 counts. Exhale down for 4 counts, and we're going to hold for 4 counts. So picture a square. And we're going to inhale deeply for 4 counts. Hold in the corner. Exhale down. And hold. Inhale across the bottom of the square. Hold. Exhale up the square. And hold. I'm going to take you around the square one more time. Inhale across. Hold. Exhale down. Hold. Inhale across. Hold. Exhale down, up, and hold. Okay. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. How are you feeling? Okay. Hope you are feeling good and relaxed. Hopefully I didn't put you to sleep because May's going to be talking next. So in summary, stress, it's inevitable, but chronic stress is what harms our health. Control everything. We can't, and honestly, it's try to control everything that our stress increases. We can control how we respond. So we can make a mindful choice. If we're going to a stressful situation, make that mindful choice to take a deep breath, take your aroma stick, do the box breathing. It took us, maybe a couple minutes to do this, right? Take that act of stopping and making that mindful choice. Studies show that stress is the root of health problems and diseases more than we realize. And learning how we can control that, putting tools in our pocket to help us combat this stress can help us improve the quality of our life. Research shows that aromatherapy is a promising pathway to manage stress, restore a healthy HPA axis function, and support emotional and physical well-being. I want to leave you with this last thought. When things feel out of control, we try harder to control them. We try harder to hold on to them. We exhaust ourselves trying to figure things out, trying to find a solution, trying to get out of this mess. And then this mountain in front of us, it's huge. It's overwhelming. It's complicated. And we panic. We sit in front of it, overwhelmed, and we don't know what to do. Instead of trying to function in fight or flight, high stress, amygdala running rampant mode, I challenge you to make the mindful choice to just take a few steps back from that mountain. And when you take a few steps back, all of a sudden, the mountain isn't so big. It isn't so overwhelming. It's still there, but now you have a pathway up and over it. Each time I face a mountain, it's in front of me, and I don't know what to do. I step back, I breathe, I oil up, and I pray. And I walk up that mountain with joy and purpose. You can do the same. I challenge you to take one of those 35,000 decisions that you have today to say yes to less stress and more joy. Thank you for your time.